I'm Andrea Macasaet, and I am from Winnipeg, Manitoba. I am a musical theater performer.
Hi, I'm Nina Lee Aquino. I am currently the artistic director at Factory Theatre, and I'm also director. I currently work here in Takaranto, which is under the Dish with One Spoon Wampa Belt Covenant and Treaty 13. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. Angie, I think the first question that I'm really curious about is, about Beltfest. Like, what is it and why? Like, what inspired you to kind of create it and come up with it?
So Beltfest started out as a passion project of mine. It is a vocal showcase of local Filipino talent. It's set up as, kind of a cabaret where artists who are underrepresented in the musical theater industry can come together, receive free coaching, and then perform for an audience. Music and singing is so big in, the Filipino culture, and I felt like it was necessary to have an event like Beltfest where it didn't feel like a competition, where community could just celebrate our love for singing. The impact of it was, to have the families come and then they see their kid, they see their family member on a professional stage, receiving professional training, and then they can actually see that it's tangible. It's they can do it.
Yeah, I think that's what I love about kind of this initiative that you have, because I think that, part of the problem, like, within the Filipino kind of Canadian culture is that it's about visibility and power, isn't it? Right. So our parents don't think that this is a real profession because they don't see it, where they see Filipinos a lot is not on stage. And so I think that Beltfest, never mind that it gives an opportunity to celebrate, but I think that it does give visibility to the profession itself, that theater is a viable, profession, that we can make our a living out of this, and that we need to keep pushing more, because I think the more our parents or our parents generation can see that we can actually be successful on our stages, have a craft and be passionate about it, then the more we're convincing them that this is possible, and for the next generation, right, that this is possible. And especially in Winnipeg, where it's like the little Philippines, right, where the population of Filipinos are, it's dominant over there. And to I think that Beltfest is an important program, and that it is pushing the possibilities and giving kind of that platform for Filipino artists to thrive, but also to the other theater communities that are there in Winnipeg, right? To kind of see who's out there, who's the talent, because we all got to start from somewhere, right? So whether you're coming from a non-professional, and then, I, as an artistic director, I see you on stage singing, and your stage presence is so big, and it's like, well, that's the start of it, right? What do you see for your city in the next kind of 5 years? Like, what are your hopes and dreams? And by doing this mentorship, right, this internship with RMTC, like this important kind of leadership mentorship thing, like what are your hopes and dreams for Winnipeg?
More stories of different cultures being told. I think I'd like to see stages full of color, full of different shapes and sizes. And I want that to be celebrated.
Work hard, you train hard, and if you really use that gift, then you're putting yourself in a position of power to be that door to that wall. it's one thing to kind of help people go through the door, but it's another thing to also train the next generation of door openers, because it is about power. um, I'm interested in being able to train people and gift people like power, because the more of us that look like me, that have power, then the voices that you're yearning for, the stories that you're craving to tell and listen to, then it can happen.